Australia's Emma Klugman and RF Redfern. This beautiful 13-year-old Westphalian mare, just 15-3 hands by any given Sunday out of Zaza. And the owner of this horse, Team Fern.
Yeah, Emma's put together some really incredible syndicates and, you know, speaks so highly of all the people that are supporting her. And it's so important for these riders to have that kind of support. This combination, they know each other well. Her last outing was at Carolina. She had her in a 3-star. You know, riders will do that sort of drop down before they come back up a level. And this combination, their 6RA is around a 31.1, so we'll definitely put in some good work. I think it will just depend on how onside she is today.
Well, she is starting out strong. You know, last year, I believe, was the first time Emma got the call up to represent Australia in the Nations Cup over at Buccalo.
Emma's got a lovely string of horses. You know, she's got the few at the sort of top level, but she's got some younger horses coming through as well. And, you know, I think that the hope would obviously be that she is sort of on that list of people they're talking about for the World Championships later this year in Aachen.
Well, so far she is delivering quite a nice test. This horse has just that now, you know, we talked about it a little bit with the last horse, was a very kind of practical mover, and this horse has tons of scope and tons of presence in the step. She's also quite uphill. You know, she looks like a bigger horse than she is, but she is quite small. And you can kind of look at her ears, and those always, to me, tell you a little bit what the horse is thinking, and they're just softly to the side. You can see that the ears are kind of softly bouncing with the step, meaning that she's very relaxed in the work that she's doing. Loses a little bit of rhythm in that second half pass, but she's really showing the bend we've been talking about so far.
I think Emma might be one of, you know, we always talk about this, but I think she might be one of the busiest people in the sport, because not only does she ride at this level and have many horses going, obviously, you know, is a lawyer and has a full-time job and sort of, you know, makes all of this work. And obviously, again, that takes a great team around you. But I do think that she is, I think she's like Superwoman.
She is like Superwoman. She's also, I think, got something like a AA graduate in Pony Club. I mean, she's just
and only incredible. Like 3 people in the world have it, kind of thing. Like, she's just an overachiever.
I think she's also a concert pianist. You know, as you do. She probably speaks 7 different languages. I have no idea. And she rides a horse pretty well. So obviously it takes a village to get this done, but I think she also is very hands-on with these horses. And, you know, she has to work with her schedule quite a bit, trying to figure out she's riding before work, after work, making sure the horses get fit and strong, and she has to plan the season around that with that full-time job. So, again, a pretty inspirational lady, you know, for those of you trying to straddle both worlds. She's certainly doing it well. Fern looking very relaxed in this walk work as she moves into her canter tour. Just trending around that 67, 68 mark. I think here, you know, the next click up, and I think this is what we saw in Tammy's ride, is that the connection in Donito was just so strong that Tammy was really able to present a very uphill, powerful package. Fern is so polite, but almost every now and then she gets a little light on the contact, and Emma does a great job of just maintaining the balance and riding back from, you know, back from the hind end up to the connection. But just a little more security in the connection would allow her to really show off all the scope that this horse has. But you can even see with that little tail swish that there's a slight underlying of tension there, that Emma is going, you know what, I'm going to ride for the 7. And keep this mare happy and on the end of the rein. And the horse has so much presence that she has the ability to do that.
Must be hard, Sinead, as a rider, sort of, you know that there's probably more in there, but it must take great discipline to sort of say, no, we are going to stay for the 7 and not push for the 8.
Well, it is a long game, and this is a 4-star short, so this isn't the final for these horses for this season, right? A lot of these horses will head to Tryon or head to Bromont. Beautiful, stand still. Big smiles there. So I think she's really happy that that all came together and it stayed together. But they will continue on to their season, where in the 5-star competition, this is the championship. This after this, the horses will have a break, they'll have a little vacation, and then prepare for what's next. So there we get a really beautiful shot of the bend we were talking about that we've been looking for, and Emma delivered that bend through the body in this half pass. This horse has just such lovely range, and the sideways work is really, really nice. Good change, but that's where you see that little finicky connection added that bit more of power to get the